What's going on, everybody? Day's finally here. It's draft day, and a little over 2.5 hours for the draft. Here is my mock draft 2.0. Decided to do another one, like I was saying earlier, just try and get some more information before the actual draft starts. So I'm gonna get started here with the first pick, like everyone expects. Chicago selecting Caleb Williams, quarterback out of USC. And then with the second pick, I have Washington going with Jayden Daniels, QB over LSU. I know there's a lot of rumors or stuff being leaked of how Jayden Daniels may not want to go there. And them, meeting with the four quarterbacks, last week kind of rubbed him and his family the wrong way, but I still think they decided to go with him. And with the third pick, we have our first trade. Now, this is... A lot of people are saying it's still probably not going to happen. New England will go with the quarterback, but I have them trading with Minnesota. I think Minnesota is going to come up with an offer that they ultimately can't refuse, and I think they can get somebody like J.J. McCarthy further in the draft, which I think fits their team and their scheme more. So then I have Minnesota taking Drake May, quarterback out of UNC. I just think this is the quarterback that Kevin O'Connell would like to have run his offense and all those weapons that he has. So with the fourth pick, I have Arizona drafting, as everyone's saying, is the best wide receiver prospect since probably Calvin Johnson, and Marvin Harrison Jr. out of Ohio State. He's basically the whole package: route running, hands, speed. So with the fifth pick, I know the Chargers probably want to trade out of this pick, but I don't know if there's anyone really has any decent offers that you can throw them their way other than Minnesota if they don't trade for number 3. But with this pick, I have them keeping their pick, and I have them going with J.C. Latham, offensive tackle out of Alabama. They already have the left tackle secured, so they need a right tackle, and he is regarded as the best right tackle in the draft. And with the sixth pick, I almost had the Giants trading up to 3 to draft Drake May, because I think that's who Brian DeBold would rather have as opposed to like a J.J. McCarthy, even though it's been said that J.J. McCarthy's met with the Giants the most. And J.J. McCarthy still could be the pick here, but I think they decided to go with Malik Nabers, the wide receiver out of LSU. They need wide receivers. They don't have a true dominant number 1. I think Nabers can be that for them. With the 7th pick, I have the Tennessee Titans going with Joe Alt, offensive tackle Notre Dame. He is regarded as the best left tackle in the draft. They need offensive line help pretty desperately here, trying to protect Will Levis. I know they picked up Calvin Ridley and Tony Pollard in free agency, so I expect that offense to be much better, but they need to protect their quarterback, so they go offensive tackle here. And with the 8th pick, I know some people were speculating that they might go Byron Murphy here, which they do need a defensive tackle, but I think they ultimately go with an edge rusher, that they need somebody to get after the quarterback, so I think they go with Dallas Turner, the edge out of Alabama. And with the 9th pick, I have another trade, and these rumors kind of circled this morning, and I can see this team that I have trading for this pick. I think they're just kind of trying to go all in last couple of years here. I have Chicago trading this pick to the Rams, and the Rams selecting Brock Bowers, tight end out of Georgia. He is the best tight end prospect in this draft. He's probably going to be looking at one of the better pass catchers in this draft as well. So, and I think this is a move, just kind of, like I said, the Rams kind of going all in with, the last couple of years with Matt Stafford. So, and then with the 10th pick, I originally had the Jets drafting Brock Bowers, but with the Rams trading up and snagging him before, I have the Jets going all line and picking Troy Fautanu, offensive tackle of Washington. They need to solidify this O-line. I know they'd probably like to have an offensive weapon here with Aaron Rodgers, but that one pick that I thought would fit them very well just went. So they do need to solidify this O-line to protect Aaron Rodgers. So, and with the 11th pick, with the trade with Minnesota, I have New England Patriots selecting J.J. McCarthy, quarterback out of Michigan. Like I said earlier, I think this quarterback fits what they want to do on offense better, playing hard defense and running the ball, making timely throws, being able to run outside the pocket. So And then with the 12th pick, I have the Broncos trading back with the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Eagles selecting Kenyon Mitchell, cornerback at Toledo. He's regarded as the best cornerback prospect in this draft. Eagles need corners. Their corners are aging, Darius Slay and James Bradbury, so this is just an obvious need and fit. And then the 13th pick, I have the Vegas Raiders selecting Michael Penix Jr., cornerback out of Washington. He's been heavily linked to the Raiders. The Raiders need a quarterback. You can't waste Davante Adams, so getting a quarterback that can throw the ball downfield like Penix can is definitely a top priority for them. In the 14th pick, I have the New Orleans Saints trading back with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Steelers selecting Rome Odunze, wide receiver out of Washington. There's a very good possibility that Odunze does not fall to the 14th pick, but if this does happen, I could see the Steelers, if there is going to be the trade that the Steelers make to go up, it would be for Rome Odunze. From what I've heard, that he's their favorite wide receiver prospect. Mature, runs great routes, can catch the deep ball, contested balls. The Steelers need a wide receiver, so I know they could very well stay where they're at and take an O-lineman. That'd be a good play. But if, like I said, if Rome Odunze does fall, I think someone needs to trade up and snag him. I think it needs to be the Steelers. And with the 15th pick, I have the Indianapolis Colts selecting Terrion Arnold, cornerback Alabama. They need corners. Arnold's a ball hawk, one-on-one corner. So this fills a need for them. With the 16th pick, I have the Seattle Seahawks selecting Jared Verse, edge out of Florida State. This Jared Verse can easily go inside the top 10, especially if Chicago doesn't want to trade back. But yeah, I think Seattle getting their new coach McDonald from the defensive coordinator from the Ravens last year. I think they're just gonna load up on defense, and with this prospect, I think it's too good of an opportunity to pass up. So I think that's what they ultimately go with. And then 17, I have Jacksonville Jaguars selecting Tulisi Fuaga, offensive tackle out of Oregon State. This guy can easily go from 10 on. He's regarded as the best running offensive tackle in the draft, or run blocking offensive tackle in the draft. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a huge need for the Jaguars, but you can't go wrong with drafting a tackle to protect your quarterback and helping out in the run game. So the 18th pick, I have Cincinnati selecting Byron Murphy, defensive tackle out of Texas. They need help on the D-line. Trey Hendrickson asking for a trade. Also, T. Higgins asking for a trade. So, what's his name? Where are we at here? Brian Thomas Jr. could easily be the pick here as well if they decide to trade T. Higgins, but ultimately decided they need to address the defensive side of the ball first. So, with the 19th pick, you had the Rams trade up with Chicago, so it's Chicago's pick. Chicago selecting Olufashanu, offensive tackle out of Penn State. Like I said, he's another offensive lineman that could go, from 10 on. I did read something that him and Caleb Williams went to high school together, and Caleb Williams publicly came out and said that they would like the Bears to draft him. So I don't think should be taken lightly, and if he's there, I could easily see the Bears taking him. And with the 20th pick, the trade with New Orleans, the New Orleans Saints select Jerzon Newton, defensive tackle out of Illinois. I think it's, their defense is aging. I think they need to add some youth in that D-line, so I think that's the way to go with this pick. And with the 21st pick, I have Miami Dolphins selecting Amarius Mims, offensive tackle out of Georgia. They had some injuries in the offensive line this year, and I think it's something they need to address this year to protect Tua, especially if they think Tua is the long-term answer at quarterback. So, with the 22nd pick, with the trade with the Eagles, I have the Broncos selecting quarterback Bo Nix out of Oregon. I think Bo Nix, I think, is the right fit for Denver here. I know they like J.J. McCarthy as well. So if J.J. McCarthy were to fall, this trade may not happen. They may select him with the 12th pick. But I think Bo Nix is a better fit here with what Sean Payton wants to do. And they need a quarterback. So for the 23rd pick, the trade with Minnesota, I have New England Patriots selecting Tyler Guyton, offensive tackle out of Oklahoma. You got your quarterback. Now you need to solidify that O-line to protect him. I think he's going to help not only protect the quarterback, but help a lot in the run game, which is what the Patriots ultimately want to do on offense. So with the 24th pick, I have the Dallas Cowboys selecting Brian Thomas Jr., wide receiver at LSU. Now, he could easily go inside, probably going from 15 on, Brian Thomas Jr., but I think he slides a little bit, and Dallas needs, I think, another weapon to help out Dak Prescott, because I think this might be, Jerry Jones says they're going all in this year, even though they haven't really done anything in free agency, but I think they decide to help Dak out and get another weapon. I don't know what they're going to do with Brandon Cooks. They re-signed CD, but get another weapon for Dak, I think, is huge here, especially with all the top offensive tackles going. And with the 21st pick, I have the Green Bay Packers selecting Cooper DeJean, cornerback out of Iowa. I think they can use some DB health. I think they're set for the most part on offense unless an offensive tackle slides. Green Bay is not known for selecting a wide receiver in the first round, so I don't expect that to be the pick there. So I think they decide to go to the defense side of the ball and solidify the back end of their defense with this pick. And with the 26th pick, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selecting Chop Robinson, edge out of Penn State. They just let go of Shaquille Barrett, so that edge is kind of a need for them. And Chop, from what I've read, has been linked with the Bucs, so I expect this to be the pick if he is still there. And with the 27th pick, I have the Arizona Cardinals selecting Latu. I probably mispronounced his name there, but edge out of UCLA. I have him falling here just because of all the offensive tackles and needy teams. But he is top 2, maybe 3 edge pass rushers in this class, so he can easily go up way before this. But like I said, with all the teams needing offensive tackles and all top offensive tackles going early in this draft, I think Latu falls. And with 28th pick of the Buffalo Bills, surprisingly not trading, even though I had that in my first mock draft, staying put here and selecting Xavier Worthy, wide receiver at Texas. I think it's obvious the Bills need a wide receiver. I don't think they can afford not to take a wide receiver here. They may want to, go defense, but with the glaring need at wide receiver, I think this is the obvious move here. And with the 29th pick, I have the Detroit Lions selecting Kool-Aid McKinstry, cornerback out of Alabama. I think corner is a need, corner or, defensive line help. But McKinstry, I think he could easily go inside the top 20 if he didn't have an injury. I think that's kind of why he's going to fall here. And he may not even go in the first round. But I think to get his skill set in the this late in the draft for Detroit, who needs another corner, I think is huge here, and I think that's what they ultimately decide to do. And with the 30th pick, I have the Baltimore Ravens selecting Darius Robinson, edge in Missouri. They lost, Jadeveon Clowney in free agency. I think, the Ravens are always going to try and solidify their defense, draft guys to get after the quarterback. And I think, again, this is another team that really needs offensive line help, but I think with all the top offensive tackles going already, I think they just decide to go defense here and get another guy that can get after the quarterback. With the 31st pick, I have the San Francisco 49ers selecting Nate Wiggins, quarterback out of Clemson. There's another team that I think needs cornerback help. They don't have a lot of needs with their roster. I'd say probably corner and offensive tackle are probably their biggest needs at this point. But I think they're going to have to pay some of their guys soon, so getting, guys on rookie deals is going to be huge for them. And with the 32nd pick, I have the Kansas City Chiefs selecting Ricky Pearsall, wide receiver out of Florida. I think there's other wide receivers that could easily go with them, like Adonai Mitchell. But I like Pearsall's route running ability and hands, his catching ability. I didn't see a lot of drops on tape, and he had what a lot of people regard as the catch of the year in college football. So getting a receiver that doesn't necessarily drop the ball much, I think it would be huge for the Chiefs because they had a lot of drops. But and I think Adonai Mitchell here could be the pick as well. But I think his skill set in game kind of reminds me too much of Rashee Rice, which, who knows what's going to happen with him with his legal situation going on. But I think Pearsall would fit very well with what they want to do on offense. So that is going to be it for my mock draft 2.0. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. I I'm really excited for this draft. I think this is going to be one of the better drafts in a while. Hopefully a lot of trades. I like to see chaos going on. I would love to see, the Steelers hit the top wide receiver like I have them getting in this draft. I don't think it's very realistic, but, with all the deals that Omar Khan has got going on, it's definitely possible. But overall, just really excited for this draft. And, I appreciate you guys, and thank you for following.